So you may have heard on the news that the birth rate is dropping, and a bunch of people are applauding that news. Good job, ladies, one TikToker said. And my thing is though, why should we not be told good job? What is the benefit right now for a 21 to 25-year-old, 21 to 30-year-old in the United States to have a kid? Maybe there is some selfish personal benefit, which is, I believe, is the main reason as to why people have kids, because none of us asked to be here. I didn't. But if you've ever worked anywhere near a hospital or insurance, you know that it costs an egregious amount to have a baby in this country. People cannot afford those bills. If you were to have savings that you've saved from January to December, you would still not have the bills to cover health insurance. You will be paying it back, back childbirth for how many years? Sometimes for the rest of your life. I don't have anything to quote that. I don't have any statistics behind that, but I feel like that's a true statement, so I'm going to say it. It's so many things going on when it comes to dating, when it comes to finding a husband, when it comes to having kids, bearing kids, what it does to you emotionally. I don't know if women have always felt this way, or because we have TikTok and Instagram and media right now, I don't know if it's just now coming to light about the true cost. You don't know the cost of the oil. I don't mean to be sacrilegious, but you don't know the true cost of what it does to a woman's life to bear a child into this world. Okay? Mind you, most of the people that have had children have done it. Actually, I don't even know. I was going to say have done it by their own will, but there has been some crazy stuff going on in history, like forced births, forced marriages, bloodline marriages, etc. So I won't even get into that. But women give up their lives. I was just talking to my friends about this. They give up their life physically or emotionally, spiritually sometimes, to have a baby that they then have to care for, make sure it's fed, that grows up to be an outstanding citizen when they're trying to fight for their own life in their 20s, y'all. In their 20s, they're trying to fight for their own life, making sure that they take a shower, making sure that they eat. I'm not gonna lie. Most mothers after they give birth look crazy. And they look crazy for a long time. Some of them never recover. Overweight. They look at themselves in the mirror. They cannot recognize who they're looking at. None of their clothes fit. Their husband doesn't want them anymore. I'm not going to get into how men... yes, I will. I will get into how men play a part in why women don't want to have kids. Their husbands won't look at them anymore. They can barely look at themselves anymore. High cholesterol, type 2 diabetes from gestational diabetes, all types of stuff, all types of sicknesses. They lose their teeth. And it's not just a vanity thing. It's feeling comfortable in your own skin that a lot of women don't even get to experience anymore because they decided to give birth to a lovely human being. Now, I'm not a baby hater. I'm not one of these people who are like, F them kids. I'm absolutely not. I am a woman who loves kids and children so much that she would be willing to close her legs for a little bit longer just to make sure that my future kid has an outstanding life and a stable mother. I cross my fingers and hope I don't get pregnant too soon and this video comes back to bite me. But women are wising up. Part of having kids for some women back in the day is so that their husband would stay with them, so they could have a place to stay, so they could use their husband's credit card, because there were so many limitations on what women could do up until recently in a lot of countries, including America. Our parents' generation, if they were born in the 70s or 60s, they were just coming out of the time where women had rights, if I'm correct. I might put that on the screen. Do you get what I'm saying? Had the right to vote. My parents are Nigerian. Women couldn't even get an apartment unless they were married. You feel me? So that was a prioritization for them. And of course, marriage often leads to having a kid. So that's how that is correlated. But a lot of women are having babies without the husband, respectfully. They're skipping the husband. Now, I'm not co-signing this because I think having a husband is a bad thing or it's not something that a child needs, because I do think a father is something that a child needs, but men have traditionally made themselves so bloody useless in the development of raising a child in multiple families across the globe and in America that it almost makes little to no difference if that woman is married or not. So the only thing that makes a difference is the pockets, baby. And women's pockets are increasing. We are having our own jobs, our own motion, our own etc., our own businesses. So what do you need the man for if all they were ever good for is the money? Women having less and less kids before the age of 40s in America today is a wise decision, dare I say. Now, I don't want to speak for everybody because maybe some people are struggling to have kids and whatnot. Cool. But waiting until you have the means, the support, and I'm talking about from a partner too, to emotionally, people go crazy, to emotionally take care of a child, to spiritually and physically, why am I about to cry? I feel like this feels so at home to me because I feel like I have watched women, and maybe I'm speaking to the mother I want to be too. I aspire to be, and the woman I would drop dead before I become, in Jesus' name. What was I saying? What was I saying? Waiting till you have the means to take care of a baby, emotionally, physically, spiritually, is a smart thing to do, because the way motherhood I've seen and heard can rip people apart, make you a shell of yourself, rob you of your identity. If you're not one of those people where your whole identity is being a mother, nothing wrong with that. But you know what I'm saying? It's not fair. On top of that, the world doesn't care. There's no group home. There's no mass group home and free money and free all these things for women for 18 years who are raising a kid. There's none of that. The world will kick you while you're down for being a bad mother. Hence, you know that mother on TikTok who has like 6 kids and don't know, to be fair, I don't know why. Anyways, keep that comment to myself. She has a lot of kids and people rag on her for her house being too dirty, for her kids not being unclothed, for her kids being unclothed. Wait, dirty clothes. You feel me? There's no sympathy from others. And hopefully with technology, having a kid past the age of 35 will be not so bad of a thing. Now, I don't want to curse my womb. I would love to be as mentally fit, mentally stable, happy, joyful, financially stable as soon as possible. As soon as I am ready to have a kid, I would love to have a kid. But I want to have a kid that is birthed into joy, who has a chance in this life. And America, when I got you, America, this can't be the America that our parents grew up in. And if it is, well, we have adjusting to do, so allow us that time. As a man, if you're watching this and you want to impregnate somebody and you feel like she's tripping because she doesn't want to have a kid yet, examine yourself and ask yourself, how can I be a good man to this child and to this woman? Can I show up for her? Can I clean? Can I cook when I need to? Am I emotionally available? Can I talk about my feelings? Can I apologize when I'm wrong? Can I lead my household? Can I offer more than just money? Can I offer a sense of security? Not even a sense. Can I offer security spiritually, physically, and mentally, and emotionally? If I can't do that, then nigga, maybe that's why she doesn't want to have your child. Have you ever thought about that? Anyways, that's it for today. Bye.